favorite sports show on radio. It is Sports Fiesta, reaching you live on 92.7 KFM down here in Benin City. My name is Ehosa Agbeka. You can also call me the Sports Maestro, and you'll be right there on point. And I'm not doing this alone this morning. I'm with Salim Ibrahim, the Bracadabra of Sports, and we are ready to take you around the world of sports. The next 55 minutes or thereabouts will be a memorable one as far as this frequency is concerned. Yes, so many things happened last night as far as sports is concerned. Liverpool, yes, they've returned to winning ways and in an emphatic style, beating one of the top 6 teams away from home, and it was a fantastic one for them. They won that game 3-1, beating Tottenham Hotspur last night. It was a classic. Yes, the guys are back and their scoring boots are on. There is something also coming out from England. Sanctions have been urged against the Russian figures in English football. You know who these figures are. These are money bags, Russian billionaires. One of them is Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich. We'll get into that and as the show progresses. And also concerning former Super Eagles striker, one of the clinical finishers for Nigeria, though he had his bad time during his career. I'm talking about Yakubu Ayugbeni. He has said that he won't apologize for 2010 World Cup goal miss. So where he said it and when he said it, we'll let you know as far as the show is concerned. Then basketball stories are on, and for tennis, the players, about 500 players, are out of quarantine ahead of the Australian Open. All these and many more on this show this morning. Brian, good morning. Great to have you on the show this morning. What a better way to start than starting from home. Yes, it's long it started. It's long we had this, but right now the man himself, the person involved, though he has granted several interviews, but he has said that he has no apology for anybody, that he won't apologize for that golden miss. Yes, it was a sitter. A touch for that ball would have been inside the net, but something happened of which to date I can't even explain what really happened. Former Nigeria international Yakubu Ayugbeni said he will never apologize for missing a golden opportunity to score for the Super Eagles. And remember, with the Eagles trailing 2-1 against South Korea and needing an outright win, Ayugbeni missed an open net following a cross from Yusuf Ayila. And then, however, he went on to equalize from the penalty spot after Chinedu Obasi was fouled inside the box, and the game ended 2-2. And Nigeria finished bottom of their group with 1 point and crashed out of the World Cup. And after reflecting on that miss, the Everton striker posited he sacrificed a lot for Nigeria, hence doesn't see why he should apologize for that miss. He told Nation TV during an interview.
Well, I don't know what they mean by Ayugbeni saying that he will never, underline never, apologize, because I have interviewed Yakubu Ayugbeni and he apologized for that miss. So I don't know why that thing happened in 2010.
Yeah,
2010 World Cup in South Africa. Yeah. That's
10 years ago.
We are now in 2021. This year it's going to be 11 years. So why are we going back to that miss? I know that everybody felt. I felt horrible when Yakubu missed that chance to make it 2-2 for Nigeria, and of course we needed a win. If we had won that game, we would have gone on to win. But then don't forget that almost immediately afterwards we got a penalty, and who stepped up to take that penalty? It took guts for him to step up and take that penalty. I have seen all sort of horrible things being posted on the social media about that miss. Even as recently as last year, we discussed it here. Somebody said he was driving and he saw, and he posted it on Twitter. Guess what I saw jogging in my estate? Yakubu Ayugbeni. As I see a man at the drive, he don't be like Semekai. People kept saying all sort of nonsense about that. Look, I understand how painful it was that he missed that opportunity, but as we have always said, players want to score goals. Everybody wants to score so that they will be the hero that you will celebrate and everything. But when they miss these opportunities, as no matter how bad it is, we don't have to go so far as to start saying something. If you do it in the spur of the moment, we will understand, but come on, let it go. It's almost 11 years now. Yeah. As I said, I remember interviewing Yakubu Ayugbeni in Rwanda when we played against them. That match ended in a goal. So that was his return to the team after that miss at the World Cup. Yeah, and that was in the build-up to the 2013 African Cup of Nations. Eventually, he didn't even make the squad. I think that match was in maybe late 2011 or early 2012. That's when we played that match against Rwanda and Kigali. I remember asking him about that miss, and he said he felt horrible, and he apologized, said he was sorry for that. And I know that immediately after that match, he said he was sorry for that miss. But when people keep probing every time they see you miss that this thing, and they want you to apologize, I think maybe he's just getting under his skin. But maybe what he should have said in this interview, I've not even listened to the clip, it's just what they are reporting. Maybe he should have said, look, I have apologized several times in the past, so people should not expect me to every time you see me and you are bringing that up. That should not be what will define my history in the Super Eagles. That's not my legacy in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yakubu Aigbeni is Nigeria's third highest goal scorer, after only Rashidi Ekini, who is number 1 on 37 goals, and Shago Adobami on 23 goals. Yakubu scored 21 goals for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So he's Nigeria's third highest goal scorer, at least for now. At least maybe people like Victor Osimhen and some of these other guys that are active now could come and overtake him. But for now, he is third on the all-time goal scoring chart. Yes, as I said, we were really disappointed that he missed that opportunity. But come on, let us not keep going back to that. Every time we see him, we want to ask him about that miss. He felt bad, and I remember asking him, saying that people felt angry that when you missed it, you were smiling. It was like you were laughing. You didn't really care. He said he was in shock. And honestly, that sometimes when you do something and you are so embarrassed by it, you don't know what to do. Sometimes seriously.
Yeah, I understand.
This has happened to many people. You do something, you don't know what to do, and you just end up laughing.
Because it's so funny.
Because he said he didn't really know what to feel, because that was a very easy chance for him to get the goal, which would have made it 2-2, and maybe would have had the penalty and he would have converted it and it would have become 3-2. And if Nigeria had won, we needed just 3 points, and we had no points at that time. So if we had got that 3 points, we would have advanced to the round of 16, because it was a case of we finishing. If we got 3 points, I think it would have been enough to qualify us as one of the best losers in that.
We finished at the end. We finished 12 points.
Yes, so it was just that match against South Korea that gave us 1 point. So if we had been able, it would have been 3 points, because we didn't have it. We lost to Argentina. We lost to Greece. Even Greece. Remember that same match. Sani Keita made his return, but he didn't play in that round. I remember also interviewing Sani Keita and asking him about that same World Cup, because it was against Greece. Sani Keita, the moment Sani Keita got sent off, Nigeria kind of capitulated and everybody was insulting Sani Keita and everything. But it appeared like Sani Keita was the glue that was holding our midfield, because the moment he got sent off for something ridiculous, but we had Sani Keita immediately apologizing in the post-match interview. He apologized that he didn't know what came over him, but he was trying to tell the referee that this guy was just kicking at him, and the referee was not doing anything. So it was just a rush of blood to the head. I think that was the last match that Sani Keita played, because that match in Rwanda, although he made his return to the national team, but he was not featured. He didn't play in that game. He was on the bench all through that encounter. So some of these things they've happened a long time.
I think the fans should just allow the young man to.
No, it's not even the fans. I think sports journalists should let it go. Why do you keep asking a player every time you meet him? So why don't you ask him about the great goals that he scored? Against Sudan away, we beat them 4-0. Yakubu Aigbeni scored 2 goals in that encounter. That's how Nigeria qualified for the World Cup in Mali. So, the World Cup in Korea, Japan, which of course they didn't go because of what happened at the Nations Cup, and we got to the semi-final and all sort of things. But I remember also, unfortunately for Yakubu, he's had these disciplinary issues in the Super Eagles. Remember the 2004 World Cup, African competition in
Tunisia.
In Tunisia.
Yeah, they were sent up. It was sent up alongside
Celestin Babayaro, and there was one other player, three of them, Victor Agali. They said they broke camp rules, they went out and everything, and we sent three of our first team players home from the African Cup of Nations. I don't want to get into all that, but look, these are some of the mistakes that we've made in the past that Nigeria will eventually finish third in that competition. If you had had those senior players in that team, I'm sure things will have got better. And the officials, in quotes, were angry that Nigeria lost to Morocco, and the next thing our players were going out to have fun at night and all of that. I recall the manager of Portsmouth, because Yakubu was at Portsmouth, Redknapp, speaking about this issue, and he said he spoke extensively with Yakubu. Yakubu told him that the way they presented it wasn't the way it happened, you know. So I don't know, but if we are going to be that strict, you know, players broke campus, and the next thing is to send 3 of them home from the Africa Cup of Nations, then maybe our officials, all the people who have been ruling this nation, the states, at federal level and everything, then if we have to wield the big stick like that every time they do not perform the way we expect them, then I wonder where Nigeria will be at the moment. But anyway, as I said, so many things happened in the past which we got wrong, and unfortunately we're still going along that line. So maybe as fans and as sports journalists, we should let some of these things go. And for Yakubu, if I could see him, I would have just told him, look, no need to be saying I will never. If he actually said I will never apologize, I don't know, because me, I can personally. I am telling you authoritatively because I spoke to him in Rwanda and he apologized. He said, I mean, when somebody said I'm sorry for that,
I'm sorry, yeah,
it's not an apology.
Yeah,
he has to say I apologize to all Nigerians.
They want him to keep repeating it.
Yes, he was. I recall asking him several things, including how he celebrates. Remember, he used to. Have his hands on his chest and then he flapped them like and I asked him, I'm like, what was that about? He explained what it meant and everything. So saying that he will never apologize and all that, I think we should forget these things and concentrate on Gbefa. Yakubu will not play for Nigeria again. He has long since retired. So what's the point of always going back to that particular incident? If you are going to speak to him on a wide range of issues. You are number 3 on all-time goal scorers list. Do you wish that you had played more matches and you had gone to the top? You had overtaken Rashid Yakini and some of this, because he did many great things for Nigeria. So, look, let me be honest with you. First time Yakubu was breaking into the national team, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Yakubu. I thought he was not clinical enough for me at the under 23. You know, he was part of that team that
Sydney 2000
went to Sydney. Yes, in the qualifiers, he was missing too many times. I'm like, what do people see in this guy? You know, they're calling him the new goal, other things. I don't understand what was so special about this guy. But when he went to the English Premier League and I saw his quality, he was at one point the most clinical African player in the English Premier League. And
it was even recommended to
he is one of the few players that has scored a hat-trick for every club he played for in the English Premier League. He scored for a hat-trick for Portsmouth. He scored a hat-trick for Bournemouth. No, not Portsmouth. I said Portsmouth, Everton, and there was this other club, Blackburn Rovers. He scored hat-tricks everywhere he went in the English Premier League, and he was the first Nigerian African player to do that. And there are so many records that he created. At one point, he was the second highest goal scorer. I think it was only Didier Drogba that scored more goals than him. I don't know now if that record has broken. I have to check my stats. So the guy has done so many great things for his clubs and also for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So I really think we should let go what happened in 2010.
All right, I think they're bygones to bygone, and we should celebrate them, you know, for what they did and not remind them of what they did wrong. All right, let's go on our first break on the show. When we return, we'll look at what happened yesterday in the English Premier League as the champions return to winning ways following the convincing win over Tottenham Hotspur. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you know that following people without their consent is stalking and it's an offense? Don't be an offender. We give our consent for you to follow us on all our social media platforms. on Facebook at KUFM Nigeria, on Instagram at KUFM Nigeria, on Twitter at KUFM Nigeria. Check out the latest pictures and videos and catch breaking news, entertainment gist, trending issues and happenings on social media by following us at KUFM Nigeria across the various platforms. KUFM, turn on excitement.
Uncle Dentist, what can be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Kung Fu?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pains will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the well-chosen toothpaste Colgate because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keep cavities out!
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
When you think durability and great value for your money, only one name comes to mind, and that is Jasogwe Auto Care, a subsidiary of Jasogwe Global Network Cars and Heavy-Duty Vehicles. Solite Battery made in Korea, Everstart Battery made in Korea, and GS Yuasa Battery made in Japan and other batteries. At Jasogwe Auto Care, we are committed to making our customers happy with our affordable batteries, which are direct from the manufacturers. Jasogwe Global Network is a very reliable name in the sale and installation of CCTV cameras for your homes and offices, power backup solutions and components consisting of solar PV module, solar inverter, and sealed maintenance-free batteries. Visit us today at Jasogbe Global Network, 59 Akpakpaba Road, Benin City, Nigeria, or call us on 0803-8624-858 or log on to www.jasogbe.com. Jasogbe, value for money.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us this morning on this frequency, it's the Sports Fiesta reaching you live on 2.7 KFM down here in Benin City. I am Ewosa Agbeka, the Sports Maestro, and I still have Sally Ryan, the Bracadabra Sportsman, on the show this morning. Yes, before we went on our first break on the show, we talked about what Yakubu Aigbeni, the third highest goal scorer for the Super Eagles, what he said in an interview concerning the golden opportunity missed at the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa, and he said he has apologized several times, but people are still
no, that's not what they said in the interview.
No, the interview that he will never apologize to Nigeria. That is what, yes, apologize to Nigeria.
Because looking at everything he's got goals for Nigeria,
and he said he has sacrificed so many for Nigeria.
But I am saying that he has apologized in the past, so I don't understand why they keep asking him that. But I have also said that maybe Yakubu should have said, look, I've already apologized, so why do people keep saying whether I should apologize again? I am saying authoritatively that I've spoken. I had an interview with Yakubu in Rwanda some years back, and I asked him about, Nigerians felt really disappointed that you missed that. I said, look, I'm sorry, but
every player will be sorry.
It's not deliberate. It's not something that I wanted to do. So when now, several years later, people are saying he said he will never apologize. I'm wondering what it is all about.
Well, before we go to Europe, we've got an update on IFWS, and let's have that update to run before we move over to Alfred and talk about what happened.
IFFHIS. That is the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. So they have released their list for the CAF team of the decade, and that is from 2011 to 2020. So the team, the goalkeeper from Nigeria, Vincent Ayama. So that's the guy that the IFFHS felt deserves to be it was the best goalkeeper in the period under review. We are not saying the best in history, but for the decade, 2011 to 2020. So Vincent Ayama is there. Ahmed Fati of Egypt makes the list. Mehdi Benatia of Morocco is also there. Khalidou Koulibaly, Senegal, makes it, as well as Eric Bailly of Côte d'Ivoire. So these are the four defenders. In the midfield, we have Yaya Touré of Côte d'Ivoire, Andre Ayew of Ghana, and Riyad Mahrez of Algeria. The forward players are Sadio Mane, Senegal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Gabon, and Mohamed Salah of Egypt. Fantastic, but I have an issue in that midfield. I feel that John Mikel Obi of Nigeria should
be part of it.
Have made that midfield. I mean, if you're talking about the decade 2011 to 2020, you've got to ask some questions. How come Andre Dede Ayew of Ghana made it and John Mikel Obi did not?
That's a big question. Yeah.
John Mikel Obi
won the Champions League.
He won the Europa League. He won the English Premier League. He won the FA Cup. He won the League Cup. He won the Africa Cup of Nations, and he also won the bronze medal for Nigeria at the Olympics. So
and it's not here.
We are talking 2011 to 2020.
All this happens.
He won the Champions League in 2012. Won the FA Cup in 2012. Won the Europa League in 2013. Won the Africa Cup of Nations in 2013. Won the English Premier League when Mourinho came back in 2015. Won the Olympic bronze medals for Nigeria in 2016. So are we saying it is okay? And by the way, he even played at the 2014 World Cup and also at the 2018 World Cup. Nigeria didn't do very well in both competitions, but he was one of our best performers in those two competitions. So what are we talking about? How come John Mikel Obi did not make this list?
This is a questionable list, just like you said, because we've got Ahmed Fati of Pyramids and Egypt. What has he done to really justify his inclusion here? And with that, look at the medals he won. Look at the club he played for, Chelsea, one of the biggest club in Europe, and yet he's not here. So I don't know
about the defense. I don't have much problem about the
midfield.
Why John Mikel Obi did not make the list, and Andre Dede Ayew is there. Of course, nobody will argue with Yaya. You can even make an argument for Didier Drogba. You can make I understand. Look, this new guy, Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Mohamed Salah. Fine, fantastic. For their club, they've done great stuff. But these guys, you look at the three of them, only Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah have won the Champions League. They don't know why won the Champions League.
Mahrez has not won the Champions League. And
Mahrez is even not in the forward. I'm talking about Pierre-Emerick. You look at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang here now.
Salah and Mane, they've won it.
Sadio and Mane have won. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has not. So are we saying that because Didier Drogba, maybe the decades was, but the biggest achievement of Didier Drogba happened in the
decade under review,
2011 and let's say 2015 for him, because he came back to Chelsea and won the Premier League under Mourinho the second time in 2015. So are we saying 2011 to 2015 is too short that we would not include him, and you have to stretch it to 2020 because he retired? But he even went to other countries and did pretty well for himself. So if we are looking at that, except maybe we want to feel okay, Didier Drogba dominated the decades 2000 to 2010. So because of that, let us not include him here. But if Didier Drogba had been included, I don't think anybody would argue with that, going by the things he won as an individual. He even helped Cote d'Ivoire get far in the 2013 Africa Cup of Nigeria, but of course they lost to Nigeria in the quarterfinal. They got to the final in 2012, lost to Zambia. But Gabon, how far have they gone? What has Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Yeah, I know in the qualifiers and everything, it does well for the club. And when they co-hosted in 20... Was it?
It's not that 2012.
2015. 2015. Yeah, 2015, which Cote d'Ivoire won. He had a good run, but they didn't get to the final. They did not win the competition. They did Drogba. This is one competition that he didn't win, but he also did well in the Africa Cup of Nations. At least got to the final a couple of times and got to the quarterfinal on one occasion. So this is the list that they brought out. Vincent Ayama, Ahmed Fatehi, Mehdi Benatia, Khalidou Koulibaly, Eric Bailly, Yaya Toure, Andre Ayew, Riyad Mahrez, Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Mohamed Salah. For the women, this is the list. Annette Ungo Ndom of Cameroon, Osinachi Ohale, Nigeria, Janine Van Wyk, the long-term captain of South Africa, Estelle Johnson of Cameroon, Onome Ebi of Nigeria, Ngozi Okobi, Nigeria, Elizabeth Ado, Ghana, Gabriel Gene of Cameroon, Gail Eganamaut of Cameroon, Asisa Toshola, Nigeria, and Tabitha Chawenga of Malawi. I would have said Thembi Gatlana from South Africa, but I think she is going to dominate the next decade. That's the decade that we are in now, maybe from 2021 to 2030. So I don't really have much of a problem with this women's list.
Okay, that is what we have for you when it comes to the team of the decade for the men and for the women. Well, we hope the next one, the likes of Wilfred Ndidi, will be among those that will be in the midfield. Then Osimhen could be among those in the attack. We just wish those guys all the best as they go on to do well in their respective careers. All right, let's go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And last night, Jose Mourinho and Jurgen Klopp renewed a rivalry. And following the poor run of form for Liverpool, yes, one would expect them to struggle last night, or better still fight for a point. But hey, they said, well, we've been very poor for some time, and 4 of the 5 games they've played, they've not scored a goal. So yesterday, they started very well, and if not for Son's goal that was ruled out for offside, in the 3rd minute, then Firmino gave them the lead. That was how it, started in the second half. Come on, they ran out 3-1 winners, and it was a fantastic one for them. So back into top 4 at the moment following that victory yesterday. Yes, we had some issues, and we are going to be looking at the talking points from the game that was played yesterday because of 2 players, Harry Kane and Joel Matip. The way forward after the game last night. Will Liverpool go on to get another defender before the transfer window slam shut? And will Harry Kane be able to overcome this on time and help Tottenham Hotspur to the end of the season? Let's see how to support that. But your reaction last night on the game, Ibrahim, 3-1 in favor of the Reds.
Yeah, Liverpool absolutely had to do that to show that they're still title contenders. If they had lost yesterday, maybe we would have started questioning their credentials to retain their title. I think it's going to be difficult for them to go on to retain the title, but at least yesterday they showed that they've still got it. The 3 frontmen could have all been on the score sheet, but unfortunately Mohamed Salah's goal was ruled out. Ridiculous for me, really. When you have to go back and you saw what happened, the ball, well, the first touch the hand of was it Eric Dyer now, before it went on to touch the hand of Roberto Firmino, who then made the pass to Thiago Alcantara. That was in the build-up before it got to Salah, who scored the goal. So if we have to go that far back to see an incident. I mean, come on, it just isn't worth it. And then even the goal that Heung-min Son scored. When you have to draw lines and you say the trailing foot and all this thing, it makes the game somehow. You score a goal that you thought was legitimate and everybody celebrated, and
all of a sudden
VAR looks at it and then they say it isn't a goal. I think going forward, maybe the goals that both teams scored yesterday perhaps should have been allowed to stand. I remember now that they're even they've asked the referees in the EPL to ignore one rule. Remember that recently we had this incident with Manchester City where they scored a goal and you had who scored that goal now? Was it Gundogan? It was coming from an offside position. It was against
was it a 2-0 win?
Yes.
So it only that was the second goal.
Spurs even.
Away from home, I guess.
No, that I've forgotten the team that they played against, but you had the Manchester City player coming from an offside position and then he got the ball and went on to score. So now they've even said that in going forward, that goal will be ruled offside, will not be allowed because the player was coming from an offside position. They've asked the referees to apply their discretion and look at those kind of situations. Because if you are going to interpret the law to the letter, then that goal was legitimate. That was what they did, and they allowed the goal to stand. So when you have that kind of situation with Liverpool, the goal that Mo Salah scored yesterday, I thought that goal should have stood, and even the one that was scored by Son. If it's not clear, VAR is supposed to interfere in a situation of clear and obvious errors. But when VAR has to start drawing lines, and it is by millimeters, so why do we even allow that when it's something that even if a human being says it over and over again, he may not be able to detect the error or the offside, and you now need a computer to be drawing lines, and so the situations like that, I think they should just allow the game to flow. So maybe with time, perhaps they will look at that. But take nothing away from Liverpool's victory. They were brilliant yesterday. They came out, had a game plan, and Spurs basically had no answer for them. Well, the first couple of minutes, Spurs were really in the game, but when Liverpool got going, and it makes you wonder what's happened to them in recent weeks. Why is that? There's 5 consecutive matches they failed to get a win, and for many matches they were unable to score. But yesterday they got 3 goals, which is terrific. If they had been in this kind of form in recent weeks, they would have been top of the table. So for Liverpool, it was awesome yesterday, and they absolutely needed that because Man City in particular were beginning to run away with it. And having seen Manchester United lose, this was the very good response for them. So great one for Liverpool. Tottenham Hotspur, I think the reality now, just like Chelsea, they were temporarily top of the English Premier League table, but things have just gone awry for them. And now their talisman, their main man, Kane, is injured, and we hear it's going to be for a few weeks. It was an ankle injury. They've got a match against London rivals Chelsea coming up, and when Kane doesn't play, Spurs are usually flat up front, but when he combines with Heung-min Son, they are usually a deadly opposition. But I think they are going to really miss Harry Kane, because he seems to be even if Son is scoring the goal, you will see usually that Harry Kane plays a very important role in setting him up for those goals. They are going to miss him. But Liverpool will also miss Joel Matip. I mean, they have had to improvise at centre-back this season for long periods. They have had to use Fabinho and their captain, Jordan Henderson, as makeshift centre-backs. And whenever they have any of their regular centre-backs being fit and being part of the game, it usually helps them. But yesterday, Matip got injured, and from what we're hearing, it could be long term. The manager did not want to get any player in the January transfer window. But now it's got, I think yesterday it was about 47 hours to the close of the window. By now it will be, I think maybe 30-something hours now to the end of the window. So I don't know what he will be able to do before now and the 1st of February so that he can get a new player to come in and help stabilize that defense. But I mean, it's obvious now that he needs a backup. Otherwise, you might have a situation where a striker might be asked to play.
Well, really funny. That victory, as we said, put Liverpool in fourth spot with 37 points from 20 games. Well, for Tottenham Hotspur, they are now sixth with 33 points. So that is what happened over there. Later in the evening, hopefully, we'll be giving you the fixtures of the 5 major leagues, including the Nigerian professional footballers. But still in England, the UK government, they have been challenged by opposition MPs to impose sanctions on 2 billionaire oligarchs linked to English football clubs. It comes after Russia's detained opposition figure Alexei Navalny called for action to be taken against Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich and Alisher Usmanov, who has ties with Everton. And the government said
he used to be one of the majority shareholders at Arsenal.
Arsenal also. The government said it was considering all options for further action, and Mr. Navalny has been detained since 17 January after returning to Moscow for the first time since he was poisoned last year. So that's
something with nerve gas, which is really, really terrible. But I don't understand. Roman Abramovich and Alisher Usmanov are not part of the Kremlin. Yes, they are Russian oligarchs. These are guys that really made their money following the fall of the Soviet Union and with the rise of the current president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He empowered some of these guys and they made stupendous amounts of money, became billionaires. But does that mean that every time there is an issue with Nigeria, for instance, internationally, then you will say take action on the businesses of Aliko Dangote if he has a business concern in any country? I don't get it. It's not part of the government. As far as I know, Roman Abramovich is not part of the Kremlin. Alisher Usmanov is not a minister in Russia. So even if they are personal friends with Vladimir Putin, I don't understand why they will say every time there is anything like this, you start saying, oh, all these people with business concerns should be harassed. The owner of Chelsea has not been in England for some time now because of these issues, although some were even trying to force him to sell the club, but he insisted that he was not going to sell. He remains the owner and he remains a huge fan of Chelsea Football Club. So I get what they are saying, trying to bring pressure on a country that they feel is not doing the right thing in terms of not being fair to the opposition and all that. But to now start calling for sanctions against people who are not officially part of the government. Yes, they might be very close friends with the president of the country. They might do some business with the government, but they are not officially, they don't hold any official position in the Russian government. So what is all these bring sanctions on them, take action and do that? Maybe they have an influence, but
I think they want to release him. But
if you have followed Russian politics, you will know that the head, especially somebody like Vladimir Putin, who used to be the head of the KGB, and you know how notorious the KGB was. He's a very, very powerful man, the most powerful man in the whole of Russia. So if you are his friend and you're not careful with some of the things that he even said to him, you could find yourself in serious trouble. So I don't think it's fair to hold that against people who are doing their legitimate business. Abramovich and Usmanov, they've insisted that their business in Britain is legitimate, so they don't understand what these harassments about what the Russian government is doing. Every government would want to take certain steps to protect their country, and besides, Russia, they have strenuously denied being involved in the poisoning of the gentleman that we're talking about. So it's not like they have said, yes, we did it, you know, and that's why you feel, okay, sanction must be taken. You've got to be able to prove it. But even after you do all of this, are these people members of the Russian government? These are issues that we've got to critically look at.
Okay, from there now, let's quickly move over to another story, and this time let's quickly talk about other sports. If there is time, we'll still talk about football. Australian Open is around the corner. February 8th, the kickoff date, and right now players have left the quarantine after completing their 14-day isolation about a week before the event starts. So top seeds like Serena Williams for the women and Naomi Osaka, they left on Friday, which is today. Then also Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal also left. So they are getting ready for the Australian Open. By Sunday, about 500 players will have been released from hotels in Melbourne and Adelaide, and that's what the organizers are saying. And players quarantined because of the Australian government's COVID-19 rules for anyone entering the country. So we are getting set, and we are going to be having a fantastic tournament. According to Novak Djokovic, he said conditions were great for us considering the circumstances. Earlier this month, the men's world number one lobbied Tennis Australia for better conditions for players. So let's keep fingers crossed and see what will happen with the Australian Open. And this tennis player, former world number 6, Carla Suarez Navarro, she says that she's responding very well to cancer treatment and dreams of returning for one last major event, which is this year's Tokyo Olympics. The Spaniard, who is age 32, was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma last year, and she posted on her Twitter on Monday saying that she was having her last chemotherapy session. I don't want people to remember me in hospital bed, so I'd like to go again into a big tournament, and that's what she's saying. So we wish her the best, because it's not really easy what she's passing through at the moment. So let's look at the basketball results. A few matches were played last night, back-to-back defeats for LA Lakers. This is not looking good for LeBron James and his guys, but hopefully maybe in their next game they could bounce back. We have a few matches we played. Houston Rockets beat Portland Trail Blazers 104 points to 101 points.
Yeah, for Portland Trail Blazers, Damian Lillard was the best performer. He dropped 30 points, got 4 rebounds and 9 assists, while Victor Oladipo of Houston Rockets got 25 points, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Detroit Pistons were winners over LA Lakers. It was 107 points to 92 in favor of the Pistons. LeBron James' second consecutive game was their top scorer, best performer, but it wasn't good enough. 22 points, 7 rebounds and 10 assists. While for Detroit Pistons, Blake Griffin got 23 points, 3 rebounds and 6 assists. Okay, we'll look at the next fixture. Miami Heat took on LA Clippers at home, and the visitors, the Clippers won 109 to 105 points. Nicholas Batum of LA Clippers got 18 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists, while Bam Adebayo of Miami Heat dropped 16 points, 13 rebounds and 7 assists. Then lastly, Phoenix Suns defeated Golden State Warriors 114 points to 93. Steph Curry, once again, their best performer, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, while Frank Kaminsky of Phoenix Suns got 12 points, 13 rebounds and 8 assists. These are the matches that we played, and tomorrow morning we have Charlotte Hornets taking on Indiana Pacers. Washington Wizards will face Atlanta Hawks. New Orleans Pelicans will do battle with Milwaukee Bucks. New York Knicks will face Cleveland Cavaliers. Toronto Raptors will trade tackles with Sacramento Kings, while Minnesota Timberwolves will take on high-flying Philadelphia 76ers. Elsewhere, Oklahoma City Thunder versus Brooklyn Nets. Orlando Magic will take on LA Clippers. San Antonio Spurs versus Denver Nuggets, while Utah Jazz will take on Dallas Mavericks. These are what to expect in the world of basketball at the earliest of tomorrow. So let's come back to football and quickly look at what is happening to Cristiano Ronaldo. Though it is not pleasant, let's see what is going on at the moment. And from what we are getting, the Juventus star is being investigated by Italian police over a trip he allegedly took to celebrate his girlfriend's birthday. He is accused of breaking COVID-19 rules by traveling between the regions of Piedmont and Valle d'Aosta. Now deleted footage posted on social media showed the couple on a snowmobile in a mountain resort the same day Georgina Rodriguez turned 27. So I mean, it is ridiculous if it is proven. But I mean, they posted pictures, they posted videos of the incident, and you know that he lives in Turin, and you are seeing pictures of them in a particular location, and you know that according to the rules of the government of Italy, travel between COVID orange zones is forbidden unless for work purposes or for traveling to the second home. So already there are reports in the Italian media that they traveled on Tuesday and stayed overnight in a resort hotel before they returned to Turin, where Juventus plays. Then Rodriguez shared an image with her 23 million followers of the couple celebrated at home with their family. And we have been talking about these things, and we usually admonish younger players to emulate the big boys, you know, in the world of football and in the world of sports generally. They shouldn't get carried away with youthful exuberance and everything, especially in England. Some young players, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Phil Foden, Mason Greenwood, all of these guys have been involved in breaking COVID-19 rules, and we have cheated them for what they did. But for someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, who is such an important figure in world football, to be involved in something like that, I think it's terrible. Ronaldo himself contracted COVID, so he ought to know how disturbing the whole situation is. He should know, because he's super fit and everything. I think he didn't even have symptoms. He was asymptomatic all through the time that he had COVID, and he returned. His first match back, he scored 2 goals. But you should understand that everybody don't have the kind of constitution that he has. Everybody is not as young as he is. Everyone is not as healthy as he is. So when they say obey this, everybody is not even as rich as he is. Cristiano Ronaldo can spend millions to get rid of the illness from his body if it comes to that, you know. So you should understand that the rules are there for a reason. They are to protect many people, millions of people all over the world. So I wish that he were a bit more careful. Remember that as at the time that he tested positive, Italian Minister for Sports the Italian Minister of Sports, Vincenzo Spaldofora, labeled Ronaldo arrogant and disrespectful because he left his team's bubble to travel after they reported the infection, just because he was asymptomatic. And now this reports of him breaking COVID-19 rules, it's just not something that you want to hear. For God's sake, you can, by the grace of God, celebrate many more birthdays. Even if you not celebrate your birthday this year. His girlfriend is 27, so God willing, she will have at least 70 more birthdays to celebrate. So why must it be now when they told you? And if you have to celebrate your birthday, do it in your apartment. At least they didn't say families shouldn't bond, so do it there in your apartment and everything. Why travel? Why leave one zone that is colored orange and you go to another zone? And you know that Italy is one of the worst hit countries in the world, in Europe, because they have a very old population. So many people have died in Italy. So when they see anything like this, when they see anybody violating COVID-19 rules, especially if the person is a foreigner in quotes, it's going to seriously annoy them. And I recall seeing pictures, videos of politicians. They posted on the social media and everything, warning people. They said, look, if you dare leave your, when during the first wave of COVID, when then there was total lockdown, and they said if you make an attempt to come out of your house, they will even order the police to shoot. That was how bad it was, because people, the hospitals were filled. People from the news reports that we monitored, they were having to treat people in corridors of hospitals because all the beds everywhere is occupied. So they were even converting car parks to emergency units to take care of COVID-19 patients. So when you have anybody violating the rules that they put in place, they are not going to take it easy with that person.
All right. Yesterday we had some games in other countries, like the Coppa Italia semi-final. The last match was between SS Napoli versus Spezia. Napoli won that match. Osimhen played some part in that game, but couldn't get on the score sheet. Napoli won 4-2, and they are now into the semi-finals. And Spanish Copa del Rey, Navalcarnero lost 6-0 to Granada, while Acoyano were beaten 2-1 by Athletic Bilbao. These clubs have also booked their spots to the next round. So these are the games that we played yesterday. Now quickly let's look at the messages that we can take, maybe 2 or 3, then call it a wrap on the show. Then when you come in the evening, we'll look at more of your messages.
Good day, man of sports. Please have Man U loan Jesse Lingard. Please, I want to know who is leaving in Man United squad.
It's close to joining West Ham United on loan. Yeah, to the end of the season.
This one is Oga Ibrahim. Please, will the National Sports Festival be behind closed doors? And are there no printed jerseys or printed t-shirts for spectators to buy concerning the sports festival? And I hope it will be shown on our local stations. Musa from New Benin. Musa, I don't remember telling you that I am the spokesman for the National Sports Festival. What we hear is what we report. That the latest report we have is that the governor of the state said, look, the state is ready to host the National Sports Festival. The main organizing committee, they came, they checked the facility, they said Edo State is ready. The issue now is funds, okay? The state says, well, we need support to really hold this competition. So all of these questions that you're asking me, I'm sorry, I do not have the answers to them. Good morning,
one more.
Ibrahim. Yakubu also played for Middlesbrough in England. He was co-striker with Macaroni Shedrack from Idopa. Yeah, I'm talking about the places where he scored hat-tricks. Yeah, I don't remember him scoring the hat-trick for Middlesbrough.
All right, guys, that's the much we can take on the show this morning, but we'll take more when we return in the evenings. Before we leave, let's take the final whistle on the show this morning.
The second injury was worse than the first one. He was coping with one but couldn't cope with both. For Harry to leave a game with the team when the team is losing is not a nothing injury. There are some players you can't replace. When it happens, but I believe we have to fight against it. We cannot do anything else. Tottenham Hotspur manager Jose Mourinho reacting to the injury that Harry Kane suffered last night. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
All right, so that's the much you can take, and like I told you, we'll see you guys later. But stick onto this frequency because we've got news updates coming up at 9 a.m. All right, many thanks to you guys for being part of the show. Many thanks to Sally Ibrahim for doing this with me. My name is Egosa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro. See you guys later, and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet